Yay, let's have a fun pre-NFP session stream. Alrighty. How was everybody's morning? Pretty good, right? I didn't even get up, LOL. Well, I did. What's going on, Tim? Did I take any funded plays? Yeah, I did actually. I took so I got really lucky this morning because the poll voted no on this play, and I actually really liked it. But if they would have voted yes, I would have not taken it. So they voted no, and I was able to take that and took a winning funded trade on that. And then I took another play. I believe it was... What was it? I don't remember. I took like... What did I take? I don't remember. I took like one other play, though. And then that was what I took unfunded. Why can I not remember what I took? Oh, it was this 30-second short. Yes. So I took this. I thought this was pretty good. V-shape. Delivering from the highs. Good SMT there, if you guys noticed that. I thought this was a pretty good short. I had a bearish bias going into today because we were delivering out of the 1 hour BISI, 1 hour SIBI at BPR. So I shorted here, down to the low, and then scaled another one there, and then break even on the runner. So I'm green on my fundings off those two plays, and then I took longs on my eval and got green, and then I got greedy and I tried to take another long here, retargeting the high that souped and got wrecked on this candle, just because I really like the momentum. So I entered like, I think it was like 8:15 here because we got like the 30-second or whatever it was. 8:20 it might have been. I don't remember. It looked like we were going to inverse. We had good V-shaped momentum up, so I just took it early on eval and then just got wrecked on that. But this is a bad play. I shouldn't have taken this. And then, give me one sec. Yeah, that's fine. I actually ended up shorting from here down. So I switched off my MFFU because I took a bad loss on that, and I'm right on the day on that. And I shorted here on my Tradeify, and I passed that. So that account that we started on the for the poll, I've already passed that. And I'll send the P&L for that in here too. But I just took this with 5 minis. I was like, honestly, I don't even feel like keeping track of another prop account. So I'm just gonna full pour, pass or fail, whatever happens. I don't really care. And of course, the one time I do that, it ends up passing. So that sucks, but yeah, got the account passed, I guess. So I have to worry about another prop firm now, and maybe this will finally give me the motivation that I needed to get a trade copier, because I don't know when I'm gonna have time to trade this Tradeify account. It's just a single account, and yeah, so there's that. And now I'm guessing we're just going up back to the highs after making new lows, right? So let's figure out the target. Yeah, PA was a little bit weird today. That's why we're eval only for this stream. I'm kind of expecting a lot fewer people to be in here today just because, it's pre-NFP. That price action gets a little bit worse. But the big thing to me is that we inversed that 4 hour that I pointed out yesterday. And, since then just came back, retraced, and then just popped up from there. So I think we're still bullish. Initially, I was concerned that maybe we're putting in the sell side, respecting this. But after you came back up after the retrace, I think we're still bullish. And what will really confirm that for me is if we come up and inverse this 1 hour BPR. So once we get that, I'm assuming we'll just go for the highs here. And then after that, I don't know what the next target will be. But this seems feasible for like a very bullish PM session. It's not out of the range of possibility for us to come up another 160 points here. Although, please be aware that we do have NFP tomorrow, so anything's possible. And yeah, as far as a setup, I would be looking to take here. I would just need to see a retrace to some gap that we left behind on the 15-minute plus time frame, or the 5-minute even. So like here, like this could have been a potential entry out of here, but Yeah, no obvious. Oh, actually, this 30-second would have been good. Yeah, so this is exactly what I would have been looking for. It just actually, honestly, this was good. I probably would have taken the retrace entry here just because the close above was kind of high. So you're leaving yourself with 15-point stop. But this was good if you took this. This is what I would have looked for continuation longs, just back to the high. Even though we didn't inverse that last 5 minute, to me, that doesn't really matter. This is clearly showing that we want to be bullish. We're respecting bullish PD arrays, disrespecting bearish ones. So if you took this 30-second, good job. I think that was all right. And then anything else? This 3 minute was valid. Same idea, right? Just continuation longs back up. So if you took this 3 minute, good job. And then let's see. Yeah, Jace, that was the Tradeify account, the one that I just bought. I traded 5 minis on that. I took the short out of this 1 minute. I figured with this momentum, us retracing, us disrespecting this 1 minute to the left here that we've been using as support all morning. It being like basically the first significant gap after 9:30, that we would just head lower, maybe to hit this low, but then we got an SMT here, and so that's why we didn't quite hit it. But it ended up working, so just passing the account. So that was kind of the idea behind that. Is it actually your concrete rule to fade top step? No, it's mostly a joke. But if you notice this morning, they took like a losing play, and I thought that was kind of funny. But then they took a winning play, so the account's green. Um, but yeah, no, top step pull for some reason they vote on bad plays a lot, and so that's just be wary whenever top step votes yes on a poll. Don't use that as like an alert. Don't signal bot the poll. Wait for like Dodgy's input, and then based on that input maybe make your decision then. But yeah, I would not be signal botting the poll. So yeah, 30-second long, 3 minute long. What else? Just the 2022 short here, I guess, off the retrace was good. These longs back up were probably okay. If there was like a 2 minute or something. Yeah, this 2 minute was fine. Definitely like a B setup because we don't get the liquidity sweep at the low there. But we have the SMT, so that's okay. And then this is good momentum. So if you took that 2 minute, that's okay. Targeting this high. Then obviously break even on the runners. But yeah, I definitely. Do you guys see like why I came to the idea of a bullish bias here? We were putting in bullish SMTs, came back for the retrace here, and just got that massive wick back up. So it's almost like thanks for the liquidity wick on the 4 hour. Mechanically, the 1121 short was A plus. I don't even see a short setup at 1121. Oh, this one on the 32nd. Did we have delivery? Yes, we swept the high, delivered. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not bad. Although I would want you to notice this. Whenever you take a trade like this, it's a little bit riskier because you're basically taking the first short setup after very bullish price action. There's a lot of candles back up, and then we kind of get this chop. So I actually don't think this was bad. I think this is just unlucky. This is just like one of those setups that fails because for one, it's pre-NFP, and for two, we don't have a 100% win rate model. We have a majority win rate model. So sometimes setups fail, and I feel like this could just be one of those setups that failed. I think this is not a bad setup though. Oh, I guess we also respected the 1 minute there. So yeah, this is a 1 minute BPR. You probably want to see that close. Just when you see bullish price action like that, you want to wait for all time frames to close. So that's why you see once we do inverse the 1 minute here, what happens at 11:28? We respect it, and then get that immediately drop right after. So if you wait for the 1 minute, that's gonna improve your win rate a lot, right? Oh boy, we're getting a drop. All right. So, do we sweep a high here? No, we didn't. Okay, so no liquidity sweep. What about ES? Kind of an SMT thing going on at the 1017 highs here. So maybe that's why we're reversing a little bit. No singular gap for us to get short on here besides this 1 minute candle here. But it closed below down here, so that's invalid. You want to wait for both of these gaps to close. This does look very bearish, though. Any singular gap anywhere. Yeah, so this 1 minute was probably pretty good. But unfortunately, we hit the low first before we got the inverse. So no play there. We got this 1 minute inverse here, right? So we're holding these gaps here, sent us higher. So this is probably pretty good, honestly. Unfortunately, it's already break even. So there's that too. And we've hit the lows down here on ES. So we've hit those 1311 lows. Yeah, Tim, if you took the short there, that's fine. The only problem with this is the gap's not super obvious. I kind of had to look for it. But we are kind of getting that delivery out of the 1 hour gap here still. I mean, we do have a bearish SMT, so. What I was looking for is I was looking for a retrace back to the 5 minute here to maybe take another long. I think this would probably be a break even. Yeah, so depending on your entry there, that probably would have been a break even. Still the 4 minute down. Do I even have the 4 minute chart? Yeah, so I probably wouldn't base it off the 4 minute, but yeah. So you have that 1 minute there. It's a gap that sent price higher, so it does have significance, and obviously you can see the reaction to it there. I don't know. We'll see. We will see if this hits. 3 equal lows on ES. Might be a retrace that small 15. Let's take a look. Yeah, I saw this. I thought maybe this could be a potential draw. Are those the 5 minute lows? Yeah. Yeah, so that could make sense, right? Just us, kind of judicing before the actual move at 2. So yeah, it doesn't look like this 1 minute short would have been a break even if you would have stuck to the actual entry. I would definitely be break even at this point because we put in a low and made a lower low. I'm guessing this will be a 1 minute OB too, so there really shouldn't be anything stopping price here. Is anybody else in this play besides Tib? Sorry, I was kind of going over things and I didn't realize we were reversing. On eval? Yeah, no, this is eval only for this stream anyway, right? Because we have NFP tomorrow. Unless we get something super textbook. For me, this wouldn't be super textbook. This is definitely like an A setup. Mechanically, this is considered A+, but the gap isn't big enough, so it's definitely like an A. I think I covered all the setups from this morning, right? I didn't miss nothing? Or is there anything else you guys want me to cover? I mean, obviously this setup failed, but we know why. So here we do have a bullish SMT. This 2 minute and 3 minute gap are both obvious. So I'm guessing a long back up here would probably work to the highs if we got it. So obviously this is going to be a break-even trade for the 1 minute short. So no issue there. I don't even think this went 1-to-1. Because you have to include the inception gap, which starts up here. So the stop on that would have been 10 points, and then take profit would have been 10 points. So yeah, it looks like it just got to 1-to-1. And then reversed. The next 3-minute close is going to be at 45, so we'll watch the 2-minute here to see if that gets inversed over. And then if that gets inversed, now we just have to watch the 3-minute. And we could probably go long. This is definitely got that V shape set up to it. This is definitely an eval play. Every play today is going to be eval, though. The only reason why I wouldn't take this unfunded, even if it was like a funded day, is because the draw on liquidity isn't the best until we inverse the 1 hour, right? So we have to wait another 17 minutes to see if we're even going to go up to that next high. This momentum might be good enough to just take on the 2-minute, to be honest. This is a pretty green candle. So let's just see. I think if we get the 1-minute inverse here, it'll probably, or the 2-minute inverse here, we'll probably inverse the 3 regardless. So kind of your discretion to enter on the eval there, but I'm going to wait for the 3. We'll just see. Next 15-minute candle being put in also. We're kind of getting this LRLR to the upside on ES. I guess we'll just see. So we got 20 more seconds. Doesn't look like a 3-minute's going to close over. Maybe. The reason why I'm waiting for the 3 minutes is because you really want to see extra confirmation today, especially since it's pre-NFP, right? So no 3-minute close over there. This 1-minute setup back to the downside looks interesting. But now we're just kind of getting into really chop price conditions. I like the momentum down here. Wow, this is actually crazy. We kind of got the liquidity sweep here on the 1-minute too. Just barely souped the high and displaced down. So it was an ITH. It wasn't like the overall high, so a little bit worse of a setup there. But yeah, you don't want to see this if you're looking long. So I guess we'll see. All right, there's the 1-minute to the downside there. Let's see. Is price just going to continue to do this, where we're just going to create inverses back and forth, and they're just going to continuously fail? This would be very typical of pre-NFP. This is like very much price action that occurs before NFP. It's a good teachable moment. So yeah, let's see. We held the 30-second technically, this last gap here. And I guess the VI on the 1-minute, but it's a lot of momentum down just to come back up and resend us back to the high. So yeah, it looks like this 1-minute's probably gonna fail to the downside. Just no real clear draws on liquidity still. Want to wait for that 1 hour. Who's already liking this pre-NFP price action? Price is really respecting, ICT concepts here. Really delivering efficiently and respecting gaps and whatnot. So no close over there, close to the tick. So technically the short is still valid. Am I missing something obvious about the draw? Like, I just don't see any clear draws here. Um, there's no equal lows, no unfilled liquidity. I mean, we have the 15-minute, which I've marked out, but um, that really seems like the only obvious draw is that unfilled. And to me, it's not like the best because it's not like an obvious gap. It's pretty small, so. What happened to my eval only thing? Ah, here we go. Where'd it go? Oh. Alrighty, let's see. Looks like this is going to inverse back to the upside and cause that 1 minute to fail after all. What about New York low as a draw? Uh, yeah, that's not a good enough draw for me. Yep, 1 minute fail. Exactly. Oh my goodness. So the short fails and now we're dumping. Took a loss? Damn, Tim. Yeah, it looked good, but this is just pre-NFP price action. Eval only? Well, that's good. At least it was only an eval. So we're kind of putting in more LRLR now. This is feeling kind of heavy. Like we could start putting in like maybe the sell side of the curve here. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I don't really have like a good draw. I have no idea what the draw is right now. There's just nothing that stands out to me as a good draw. Took a loss on 115. Any tips? Uh, wouldn't have taken this trade. The gap is way too small. It's not obvious. Yeah, no. The 30-second worked. Which 30-second? at 115. Oh, that was the issue. Yeah, yeah. So this 1 minute failed because the 30-second had closed above. So whenever you're looking at price, you need to be monitoring all time frames. So you need, like in this instance, I would have waited for the 30-second here because the gap is more obvious. Does that make sense? Sorry, I forgot. I already went over this trade. So you've hit the low again on ES. We're just super uncorrelated right now. Probably tomorrow Fahrenheit. I feel like the drop is coming. I could feel it. So it doesn't look like we're gonna get the close above in the 1 hour. Obviously, we're not even gonna close over the high. So still, like in La La Land, there's no good draws in liquidity. I think Tradeify has a deal, but that's about it. 30% off. Apex's ended yesterday, I believe. I think I brought that up. Is Tradeify okay? I think they're just a shittier top step, to be honest. I think they're only good for like their straight to funding plans. I'm gonna try them out. I haven't used them either, so I'm gonna get moved to live or funded or whatever it is today, and then we'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just a shitty top step with Apex rules. So I would put them below the big three. From what I can understand, their payout rules suck, which I didn't know before buying their account. I just thought it was cheaper than Top Step. here comes 2 o'clock. So here's 2. Basically made a doji candle in the 1 hour. By the way, Amazon earnings right at the close. Gotcha. Oh, and everything's frozen. Oh. 3 minutes short unlikely is not singular. If you're talking about this 3 minute, it is. Oh, you mean like the one above it? I see. I just wouldn't want a short here. So if you took this 3 minute short, you'd be also contending with a 5 minute and then a 15. So what I would do is I'd wait for the soup of the lows and then maybe look for a long. Any expectations for tomorrow? Not really. I mean, just the same as usual. OSFL setup after 8:30, and then we'll see. All right. Well, might as well. Can I get a 5-letter word? We're really putting in like pretty algorithmic LRLR here. Trash? Yeah, we can try trash. Wow. Missed. Dodgy? Yeah, that'll work. Wow. Missed again. Scub? Look, no S's. Emod? No O's. I didn't even know that was a word. Elite? No T's. Vegan, it's got to be a word. Lip in, that's 2 words. Lipid was like the fat thing. Magic, no A or G. It's got to be a word that contains all the letters that aren't grayed out. Climb. Climb is a word that does that. All right. So we know there's an L and an I in it now. All right. So maybe there's a E or a U somewhere. Milky, there's no M. Or Y. Liven? Could be Liven. Alright, so it's not Liven. Name's okay? I don't think so. I think it has to be a word. So there's probably a U in there somewhere. No T. Pupil. That could be it. That could be it. There we go. All right. So now we need 4 categories of 4 words here, all right? So the thing I'm seeing here is guitar has a neck, giraffe has a neck, bottles have a neck, lamp has a neck? You think lamp? Anything else have a neck here? All right, let's see. All right. Let's see if there's anything here on the 32nd. It's just nothing. There's nothing good here. Yeah, just nothing. All right. Fate, delicate. Where's delicate? Soft. All right. That's good. Noble, Duke, Count. What would the last one be? I think it's like grand, lofty, great. And what would the last one be? Noble? So what's the category? Heights? Great heights, dizzying heights, lofty heights, grand heights, maybe. One away. So yeah, one of these probably switch. It's Duke, Count, Noble, and something else. What's the last one? Because this is what we guessed before, right? So one of these switches with cab. Do you use fib retracements at all in your trading? No, I just use 50% really. My one friend, what he'll do is he'll take the last manipulation leg before the move, and he'll use that to measure out the projected like move down. But I'll like look at that sometimes, but I don't ever really use it. Great, noble, grand, lofty. So you're saying switch that with that. Hey, there we go. Yeah, that's what Plyo does. So there's that. So closed over that 30-second. Probably gonna go for this high next. Maybe. Still nothing here that interests me, like on any time frame. I need to see something on the 1 minute to get interested in anything. What are these zeros? Do you guys see that? Or circles? Chief Norse god. I'm guessing that's Thor. Required. Oh, it could be Odin. It could be Odin. Nah, you're right. We'll wait. We'll wait. Chief Norse god. Required number. Open as a sleeping bag. Puts a cold pack on. Scrabble value of the circle letters. Oh, okay. Unit of weight whose symbol includes a Z. Baker's blank. That's correct. Hit the hay during the day. Give up. So ounce for this one. Dozen. Nap on 4. Yeah, so that's Odin. Unzip. All right. What is this? 10 for 8? Okay. Puts a cold pack on. I don't get it. 3-minute long? Oh, you're saying up here. Oh, yeah, I have that marked out. Actually, I think it's a 2-minute. Yeah, so we looked at the 2-minute and the 3-minute never closed over. So you'd basically be taking that. Do we have an SMT here? Yeah, we still have an SMT at these lows. So technically, like, this wouldn't be bad, but we just need good momentum. And honestly, there's still no good draw present. So you'd be kind of gambling the draw. The next 3-minute will close in 2.5 minutes. So you're saying this one's quit? All right. Iced. What is this? Required number quota. There we go. Alrighty. And then it's just strands. Itis, yeah, I guess. Play Tango from LinkedIn. It's a higher dopamine game. Alright, we might try that. Might try something. Did I just get... How long was I muted for? Strands is so late. Yeah, it kind of is. Alright. I'm a person of my word. Oh. Does anybody know if you can pass an MFFU eval based off of rules? Or not based off of rules, based off news? No, Steve, I don't. Yeah, he is Stalker. Do you think only Milestone and Expert, but not Starter? Not Starter for sure. They don't care about anything on starters? Oh, so we just don't know. Okay, I'll make sure to look. For starter and expert? Oh, okay. Appreciate it. I'll just send over that screenshot to that guy. Thanks. Thanks, Juice. Integrity? Alright, let's see if we can find it. Where is it? Here? I don't see INT. So no 3-minute inverse there. Oh, it's for funded. Oh, sorry. I'll just ask. I just asked the MFFU Discord. Oh, okay, cool. They just confirmed you can. That was easy. Yeah, they're saying on starter evals you can trade through news. Not streaming tomorrow? Correct. Tomorrow is our off day. Unless I get a hankering to stream, and then I'll let you guys know before, like I'll make an announcement about it so you guys are notified. All right. Maybe I'll pop in and we'll do something. We'll see. We'll see how good PA is. We'll see a few things. It kind of depends. So we're saying integrity. What are we saying? I don't see G. So basically the way that strands works is you have to come up with words. Like, do you see how I'm doing it, right? But you have to like basically do it based on the topic, right? And there's one word in here that goes from one side of the board to the other, or diagonally, or not diagonally, horizontally or vertically, and that's like our topic. Okay. Oh, Will, there you go. All right. Maybe Gratham. Tomorrow is our off day, so like if you check the schedule, I've posted like all of the dates that will be off in the on the calendar for the quarter, and tomorrow's technically an off day. But honestly, like if PA is good, like maybe we'll stop and we'll trade for a bit. Yeah, for sure. Smile. Clue. Next week on Friday is the Friday before a fit, and it's Valentine's Day. Oh yeah, no. PA next week will probably be terrible. Fahrenheit. Is it really OPEX? No, it's not. Next week is not. So OPEX is the Friday after that. Nah, you're good. Which will be off that day. Yeah, PA is price action exactly. So we're still just chopping up. You're not really anything to say about price right now. We're just stuck in this range. Honestly, I'd prefer to see price break out of this before trying to take a trade. This just isn't really interesting to me. We're stuck in a 30-point range. How do you know beforehand if price action will be good or bad? It kind of depends on a few things. For example, if we have good draws on liquidity, that really helps with price. You can also tell based on how correlated the indices are. For example, right now, ES is having a tendency to make lower lows while ES is making higher lows. So the whenever you see a lot of SMTs being put in on the lower time frame, that's a sign that the indices aren't really correlated. Another way to look at price is look at the 1 minute chart and look at the bodies versus the wicks of the candles. If the wicks are bigger than the bodies, then that's bad PA. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles that have bigger wicks than bodies, and that's not even including anything back here. That's just in the last 10 minutes. And then the last part is, are we putting in 1 minute fair value gaps? If we're not putting in 1 minute fair value gaps, it's bad PA. So that's 4 right there, okay? And then when you can anticipate PA starting to get good is if we start to form good draws on liquidity. And the way that we do that is by, for example, what we're getting right now, which is these 1 minute equal highs. So we've created a good draw. So if price were to come down now and sweep out liquidity, and then we get the delivery out of, like, let's say this 15 minute, while leaving these 1 minute equal highs behind, those become a good draw for us to target later. All right. And just so you guys know, this will be uploaded. So if you guys want to come back to what I just talked about, we can do that. But yeah, let's write it down too, just for fun. So good draws on liquidity, okay? Or how to tell bad PA. Bad PA. And then when on the next part, like how to tell when price action could get good, okay? So how to tell bad PA. Are there good draws present? Okay? Meaning like unfilled liquidity. Equal highs, data, etc. Okay. Are the indices correlated? Making higher highs and lower lows together. Trading in the same. Okay. Let's just do this for now. All right, number 3. On the 1 minute time frame, are the wicks of the candles greater than the bodies? Are we putting in 1 minute Fijis? Okay, so those are the 4 ways to tell if price action's bad, and then there's some other things too, like you know, have we hit the PM model, whatever, right? How to tell if price action is going to get good. Are we accumulating and generating liquidity, i.e. equal highs / lows, LRLR, unfilled, etc., right? 2. Are we forming 1 minute FEGs? Did we get a manipulation leg? Are we in a macro? Is there a good dole present? Okay, so those are all the ways that you can tell, you know, right before PA is about to get bad and right when it's about to get good. All right. Three FVGs put in on the 1 minute. Oh, by the way, the FVGs have to be obvious. That's the other part too. Oh, oops, sorry, I got muted. I muted myself. Can you explain more about the multiple time frame FVG closing and how you use them? Do you always look at the higher time frame close? So yeah, Deneep. So whenever we're looking at an entry, okay, we look at entries between the 30-second and 5-minute time frame, okay? And whenever PA is in uncertain price conditions, meaning we don't have established draws on liquidity or price action isn't that great, you want to wait for time frames to close on any time frame that's present. So for example, on this one trade here, we had the 2-minute close above and the 1-minute and the 30-second and everything, right? But we still had a gap present on the 3-minute, and then there was nothing on the 5-minute, right? So when you go through all the different time frames here, 30-second, 1, 2, 3, and 5-minute, you see gaps present on the 30-second through 3-minute time frame, and you want to wait for all of those gaps to close because we don't have an established draw on liquidity, okay? And so until we get that established draw, we need to get extra confirmation, which in this case would be the 3-minute closing above. And because we never got the 3-minute close above, there's just no trade, okay? The same thing goes for like just bad price conditions, which I'd also say we're in bad PA. So it's the combination of the both. It's not having established draws, and then it's also the bad PA. So really, you really need to see, all time frames close over. If we have an established draw and PA is bad, you still want that to be the case. But if there's an established draw, price action's good, you get good momentum through a gap, you don't necessarily need to wait for all time frames to close, because in those types of scenarios, that's how you actually end up missing trades, right? So, for example, yesterday we had those data highs that we put in, and if you would have waited for all the time frames to close above, you would have missed the trade because you would have been waiting on the 2-minute, and the 1-minute and 30-second both closed above, and that was good enough for price because the draw on liquidity was good and we had good PA, okay? Does that make sense, Deneep? And if I'm saying your name wrong, let me know. I don't mean to be mispronouncing. What are the two indices used to correlate? ES and NQ. Did you get that, Fahrenheit? Manipulation leg, yeah. So that's just whenever we have price kind of consolidate like around a low. This is what manipulation typically looks like. We consolidate around like a low, or we just consolidate in general, and then you see price come down really quick, okay? And then we shoot back up. This right here is your manipulation leg, right? And the V shape is right there. So you can kind of anticipate price is about to get good whenever you see that manipulation leg being put in, right? Something like this, where you see price chop for a bit, and then you see a big massive candle down, or a big massive candle up, right? That's when you can kind of anticipate price to get good. So yeah, we're seeing price come down here. So this is like a moment in price where it could start to get good, right? We've accumulated for a while. We've put in a 1-minute gap here. That's obvious. We're in the process of putting on another 1-minute gap here. We're seeing this manipulation. Like this is where like, oh, maybe we get a light bulb set up here now, right? So literally exactly what I just mentioned, right? Is this exact thing, right? We've established a good draw with the equal highs here. We've came down. We've manipulated. So now we just need to see what happens to these bullish PD arrays. Are we going to respect them? Are we going to respect this 15-minute? Are we going to see price come back up? Is this going to be a true manipulation leg, or is this going to be kind of the start of the sell model, right? And obviously we don't want that to happen. Currently, though, if you look at ES looks like it's on its way clearly to its low of day. So maybe we need to see price hit that first, and then we can kind of get that long setup. ES's low of day is right here. So do you see how that might make sense for this to be the draw currently? And then after that, maybe we see a reversal. Because we did leave these equal highs up here, right? So this is kind of like our draw now. Yeah, Dapper, exactly. So maybe we get it here with ES sweeping its external low, right? It doesn't need to be, right? Like sometimes Dapper, like manipulation legs can just manipulate down to the 50%, right? So that might be the case here, right? If we look at the 15-minute, we'll take a look at the leg. Okay, we're coming back to 50% of the manipulation leg here, right? So now that we've hit that, maybe we can see price come back up. All right? So the setup here would look something like this, right? Maybe we put in this 2-minute gap here, and you have to use both, right? Because it's not singular. So right there, that would be the gap, and then the target would just be the equal highs, and maybe high of day, right? Just to get that full 1-to-1 target. What if we push lower on NQ? Would previous PML? What's PML? Previous month low? Previous market low? Yeah, I haven't heard that one. I've heard previous day low, previous session low. 1-minute setup is singular. Kinda. So same thing here, right? We have this gap here at 14.25. That's in the same price leg, so you'd want to watch that too. From 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., I haven't heard that one. I'm guessing you're talking about London session. Previous, I would say previous session low is what I refer to it as, but yeah, it's like the same thing. Like I look at lunch lows and lunch highs for PM. Those are usually like significant, right? So in this case, lunch lows would be this low down here. Do I think we're coming all the way back to this low? Probably not, right? But maybe we come back to it on ES. Actually, we already have. So unfortunately, it looks like we are just dumping here. Did we inverse the 15 down? So did it close to the tick? No, we've inversed it by a tick. Okay, so because we've inversed the 15-minute down, we're probably just going to drop like a rock here now. Dang, this thing is really coming down. So yeah, ES has hit its low of day now. But this momentum is too strong to fade. We're probably going for the lows down here. So just a little bias issue there. Obviously, I wasn't looking short. I was looking at the equal highs. So not a short I would have taken because you're shorting with equal highs above, but just unlucky there that happened. If we don't get the equal highs there and I see this momentum, I'd probably call this, right? Because that's a singular gap there. That's pretty obvious, and we respected it a bunch. But yeah, I can't short with equal highs above, so just unlucky. But maybe we'll get a nice setup now. Maybe after we sweep lunch lows, right? What lower level are you placing the fib bottom? The 15-minute. Wow, okay, so we just dropped 30 points in like 2 seconds. Did somebody say something? Or did we just drop? Okay, so there's lunch lows. All right, so that's where I would be all out if anybody chased a short there. Fed speaker at 2:30. Is that what this whole move was? Fed Waller. Yeah, I see that. Okay. Do you think 4-hour could be target? Let's see. Did we put in the 4-hour? Oh, you mean we've already hit it? If you're talking about this one down here, maybe, but I don't know. That seems kind of low. I feel like we've swept out a lot of liquidity. I don't know why we'd keep dumping here. I'm kind of hoping we just kind of manipulate for a bit here, maybe accumulate for a sec, and then get a nice long. But this is really bearish down. Dang, I kind of wish I was in this now. Oh well. So we've swept out 930 low. Maybe we come all the way back for the 4-hour. This is just not slowing down at all. We are just dumping. So almost hit I'm guessing, what would this be called? Like New York pre-market low or something? Because this isn't um, London, so maybe this is now our target. I don't know. Maybe we've hit something on ES. I'm just trying to look for a reversal at this point. This 30-second here would give us a good break-even target, but I'm guessing we're longing into like a 3-minute or something. Yeah, so we'll get the 3-minute close in a minute. Yeah, Steve, for me personally, I didn't think that the LRLR was that clean to the downside. I mean, I guess like this 5-minute was decent, but I would have been looking for something more clear. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess just a missed opportunity there, but equal highs above prevents me from shorting anyway. So, all good. Now we can look for longs. Do you use IFEGs as rejections dragged out? I don't know what you mean by that. So yeah, this is like a high risk, high reward long. It's obviously going to be like the first entry back to the equal highs here after the massive dump, but you're longing into a 3-minute. All right, so we did get the inverse there. About a 20-point stop. Kind of a big one. Is this funded? No, nothing's funded today. This is eval only. I don't think that, this is going to work just based off of how bullish price has been, but we'll see. Or how bearish price has been. Sorry, not bullish. A 1 minute? So yeah, it's basic the 30-second, the 1 minute, all these different time frames here are like high risk, high reward, right? Because we have the 3-minute above that we just IO fedded. We have, I'm assuming what'll be a 5-minute when we put that in. So we'll just have to watch and wait. Like I said, this is high risk, high reward. I mean, you can try this, see if price wants to come up and, maybe tap into the 5-minute again or whatever, but it's just high risk, high reward. If you get in early enough, you have a very high target, right? If you wait for a setup that might never come, you might end up missing the long. So it's just high risk, high reward. Am I in? I mean, yeah, I'm in on eval, but I shouldn't influence your decision in this, trade. We did just get the 30-second OB there, so that's a good sign. That's what I would have wanted to see. If you're in this, I would go break even at this 1 minute up here, right? And then first scale would probably be like, I don't know, 50% back up. So maybe just above the new day there. And then obviously your sizing has to be careful because it is like a pretty big stop. So a 1 minute inverse there. Yeah, so we did get the 1 minute inverse there. 2 minutes still in the process. 5 minutes forming. Maybe we'll reject the 5-minute once that forms. If we came back up and hit this high again, I would for sure go to break even, I think. Because we're going to put in a new high here, and then this will become the 5-minute gap, I think, once this high forms. Well, actually, maybe not. We just took the high. So not break even yet. Still that same 1 minute. All right. Because we never put in this high. This is not like a new high. I thought we were going to close before we hit this high, but I guess not. So we'll see. Here's the 5-minute. So once we hit this high, we just put in, I'd go to break even for sure. If we do hit it. I'm watching ES here. If ES hits the high, it's kind of the same thing, right? Where ES would be tapping into its 5-minute. Two-minute BPR up now. True, true. So we did inverse the 2-minute up now. Doesn't really seem like price wants to come up and hit that 5-minute gap there. This 30-second up would be nice for a confirmation entry if we got it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it wants to. Come on, NQ, fight back. Fight back for the eval. So yeah, 30-second hasn't closed below, so no stop out there yet. Yeah, just to the low there. It looks like it's going to be a break even though on the 30-second. Fair night. Yeah, fair enough. Let's see, did we get a 1-minute entry? Nope. So yeah, it looks like 30-second it is for like a potential confirmation long here. Yeah, my hard stop for this would be like below this, right? Because we wouldn't want to see the order block be violated here at all. So like 717 would be a good place to put your hard stop. I think I would take this 30-second up unfunded with good momentum, to be honest. As crazy as that is to say. 5-minute unfilled gap above, equal highs above, dropped a lot. Should see a retrace here. It's got a nice break even. This would be a confirmation setup too. I think it's got the pieces. It's just, do we get the momentum? Yeah, Fahrenheit. I mean, when it's got the look, man, it's got the look. I'll let you guys know if I take this unfunded. Got to wait for that close above the VI2 there, right? Would that be a 5-minute OB forming? To the downside, maybe, but it just depends on the close. So here's the next 15-minute gap. Or not 15-minute gap, 15-minute candle. It's starting to get kind of choppy now. I don't know. Doesn't seem like it wants to give it to us. Damn. Maybe? Oh, by the way, this would be a long in the macro too. So that would really be like amazing. No 30-second close there. By the way, the original 30-second long never stopped out. This momentum, like, dude, just go up, man. Nope. ES already inversed it. Yeah, I don't really care about that, to be honest. I care about the SMT or like whenever we hit the 5-minute, but I don't really care if ES inverses a gap first. All right, that's good momentum. Damn, ES is so close to hitting the 5-minute already, though. Damn. So no close over there. Still gotta wait. So there's ES hitting the 5-minute there. No bearish reaction to it. Wow, that close is awful. All right, well, there's like the 30-second entry there. Dude, why did the close have to suck? Damn. All right, well, I guess I'm trying it half size. Whatever. I think that NFP could cook this play. I'm not going to lie. Come on, macro. Help us out. So another 30-second OB there. That's what we want to see. All right, there's the break even. Hey, why not a little pre-NFP winning funded play? Why not? Why not? All right, so hopefully this just starts to pump. We have the equal highs as the target, so that's where I would keep your sights on. Yeah, this is the confirmation setup, Dapper. This play is already up about 20 points. So if you want to scale at 1-to-1, be my guest. Did we hit 50 there? We did hit 50, almost the tick. So be a little wary now. Just like potential reversal out of the gap. Don't know when that's going to come. All right. So a little bit of a retracement there from the 50%. I still think this has legs, so I'm just going to keep holding. I think you should be scaled some here at 50 though for sure. If we come back up and hit this high again. I didn't get out where I wanted to on micros because it barely missed, so that sucks for me a little bit, but it's okay. Come on, give it some legs. All right. Finally hit my TP for some of that, so that's good. Ooh. A little bit of a rejection there. We left equal highs, right? No, we missed them. Or we took it? Nice. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm glad I scaled some there because already that's looking a little bit bearish. Hopefully this just gets turned into a 1-minute OB, but yeah, all right. So there's the break even, I think, for most of you, right? Depending on if you got it enough to retrace. I don't know if this saves you, but all I know is that was a switch rejection off 50 there, so don't want to tempt fate on NFP day. Don't want to let a green trade go red, so I think I just got bottom ticked actually. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. So we'll see. I don't think that's going to save me. I do think that the draw is still higher. I do think we go for these equal highs. So we'll see. This 30-second getting inverse back up would definitely be good for the longs. Who else is still in this? Type 1. You guys all heard me say this is a funded play. You guys all said I was taking this half size. You guys all heard me say I'm trying this. Right? Couldn't have made that any more clear. Hopefully that cleared up some of the confusion. 1 on eval. Alrighty. I got out at 1-to-1. Very nice. Hopefully you guys are still holding this. This could take us all the way back to the equal highs up there. Damn, I just got... Okay, so here's exactly how I managed this trade, alright? So I got in, starter position down here, we put in the break even for a few contracts, and then I moved it, or I re-entered some on the retrace here at like 54, right? 54.25, and then I had my break even set at 55. Price came back down, ticked me out, and then now we're going back up again. We're leaving equal highs here, so that's exactly what you want to see. And I'll share executions on this trade, by the way, because this was good. I did take this unfunded. So had my starter position here on the 32nd, averaged in more once it came up here, and then scaled some at the 50% there at this high, and the price just came back down. bottom ticks me, and then we'll see where price goes now. Hopefully, it just comes back and hits that break even again, so I don't have super bad FOMO, but we'll see. For your guys' sake, I hope this goes up. We left equal highs, so this should. Alrighty. Yeah, I got you. That was almost bad. My girlfriend walked in with a cup of coffee right as the play was triggering, and I had to mute up, but we had it going. So these are the equal highs I'm looking at. They're at 8:30.25. Do you scale at all on the open and closes of the candles, bro? Sometimes. Like, if we have like news or whatever, but that's not really what you're asking. All right, cool. So this would have been a break-even trade for me regardless. So I feel good about that. Do I scale at the open and close of candles? Like, you mean like time-based? Not really, to be honest. Oh, actually, I should take a screenshot of this. All right, so... I got wrecked on the 1 minute FEG. Why did you prefer the 30-second? Because it stands out more. It's more obvious, right? So this is the 30-second gap here, and then this is the 1 minute, right? What looks more obvious to you? The 30-second or the 1 minute? It's like I'm at the optometrist right now. You're looking for rejection at 750? I'm looking just for higher up. Like, I'm looking for these equal highs. How we get there, I don't know yet. We just took a long trend friend. This was the high risk, high reward that I alerted, and that's why I started a starter position on. And then this was the actual long we took, which was this 30-second confirmation entry here. A couple people took the retrace. Dapper did. And then we just took profits here at this high, where we scaled because we hit 50%. And then the rest of the trade was just break even. Does anybody have any questions about this trade or why I was looking for this? There was a few things, right, that maybe I didn't necessarily make clear as the trade was playing out, but I can make clear now. So we had the SMT at the low of day, right? That was the big thing. ES swept out a bunch of liquidity. We swept out a bunch of liquidity. We took out 930 lows. We took out whatever, right? And then we formed a 5-minute gap here, which we left as unfilled liquidity. One thing I like to do is kind of stack my draws. So whenever we have unfilled liquidity plus equal highs, that gives me conviction to enter a trade. And then here we had an obvious singular gap, kind of had that V-shaped look to it. And then this is what like kind of convinced me here that we would probably go up, is this OB creation. And then we had a little bit of a rejection down, kind of made us a little nervous. But then when we started very algorithmically holding the 30-second here, I was like, oh, okay, this will probably be fine as long as we inverse this gap here, right? Which is what gave me the trade idea that you guys took. This 30-second funded play, right? Because if we algorithmically hold the first FVG setup here, the way we did, and then we get good momentum over this, this turns into a confirmation setup where we have equal highs above, and then we have an unfilled 5-minute, right? So those are two spots of liquidity that it would make sense to retrace to, especially when we still have 50% left behind, okay? So that was kind of the idea behind this trade. And honestly, sometimes I get a little nervous calling out trades for you guys because I don't want to see them fail, but I'm finding it easier the more and more I do this to just, trust my gut and, give you guys winning plays. So hopefully you took that. I've heard you say in the morning session to Dodgy that you took the retrace. When do you decide to take the retrace? How far do you let it retrace before entering? Or do you have a model or something you can drop in the education section? Sure, Stalker. So my retrace entries usually depend on how big of a stop it would be if I took the trade and if it makes sense based on the current context of the market. Okay, so if we have a market that's just going straight up with basically like very little pullbacks, right? I know that a retrace entry isn't realistic, right? So in those scenarios, I won't look for it. But if we have a market that's kind of doing this, you know, and then we get that massive pump up, oops. If we have a market that's doing like this and then we have a massive pump up, well, I know the market probably has a tendency to want to retrace. So that's what I would enter, right? It's in those specific market conditions. Whenever we have a stop that's way too big, that doesn't make sense, and then the other option is just when like price has a tendency, based on the context of the market, to want to retrace. I still think we're going to keep going higher here. Technically, this 30-second confirmation long hasn't failed. Neither has the original long, and we left equal highs. So I do think we're going back up here. For if those of you that are still in this trade because you saw the equal highs and you don't like going to break even whenever we have equal highs, be my guest. For me, I don't want to take the chance on pre-NFP, so that's why I'm out. But yeah, for me, I'm very happy with the outcome of that trade. I was able to get 25 points out of that, so I'm not going to complain, especially pre-NFP. All right. What's my 50%? 21,771. I think I just took it off the chart. But what I do is I take a look at I think it was the 5 in here that stood out to me. And I drew it from this high here down to this low. And then that was my 50%. So yeah, 771, exactly. Because the 15-minute wasn't as clear, and it wasn't like the last obvious high. I mean, you can see here how this is like a small internal high here, but it's more obvious on the 5-minute, right? So that's why I use that. But you do have the small internal high there. So the way that I always draw 50% that I find works is just using the 15-minute time frame for like these like longer term retraces. All right. I guess now we'll finally do it. I asked who was still in the trade. Who took that type 1, type 2? If you didn't. Nice Fahrenheit. 1 eval. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Any reason for those of you that took it on eval that you didn't take it on funded, despite me saying I was going to take it on funded? Did it just like break your own personal rules? Just NFP? Okay, I got you. Alrighty. That makes sense. Fair enough, Taneep. That makes sense. Well, it is 3 o'clock. I'm glad we were able to get a winning play out of today. Hopefully that made up for any confusion or the loss that happened during the poll. I know I said I wouldn't bring it up again, but here I am. Poll PTSD, haha. Yep. Now that we have a second here, let's get back to strands. All right, can somebody help me? I'm struggling. I can't find oh, maybe that. There we go. Oh, is this Goodwill Hunting? Can somebody help me? I don't know. Jimmy? First cash? First. What am I looking at here? Top right corner for Jimmy. Oh, for me that's bottom right. Yeah, so I'm guessing it's all names. Any other names? First names? Names? First names. Here we go. Ah. This has been your least favorite game so far? Yeah, it's I don't know. It's all right. We got 5 more first names. Fear. We'll just use a hint. Why not? Drew? All right, here we go. Frank. Oh, gotcha. Chase. Chuck and Miles. Yeah, I don't know. So you're saying we should play Tango? This is it? The goal of the puzzle is to fill the grid with circles and moons, or suns and moons, I'm guessing. Play a quick tutorial to learn the rules. Maybe next to each other, either vertically or horizontally. Therefore, the highlighted cell must be a sun by tapping on the highlighted cell. Okay. Yo, this is okay. All right. Well, I'll give it a chance, but so is that right? And then that's right, and then this has to be a sun, and then this is a moon, and this is a moon, and then this is a moon. That's a sun. That's a moon. That's it? What? Wait, that's literally it? I guess. I don't know. This is the intro one? No, this is the one for today. Oh, is this like the very first one? Oh, wait, no, it's just I don't know. All right, cool. Thanks for sharing a new game. I don't. So the thing is about the New York Times games, Deneep, is like you can kind of play them on stream. The Strands is kind of difficult to play, but Connections and Wordle and all that you can play with everybody else on stream. I don't know how we would play that game on stream, but I'll play it maybe on my own. So we're still holding the 30-second inverse here, right? As long as we're holding this, I think we're still bullish. Oh, that's the 15. There we go. Alrighty. And we do have these equal highs above, so I'm kind of anticipating those to be hit. What would you guys rate today's stream on a scale of 1 to 5? 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. Is this anonymous? Yeah, I don't see any of your guys' names. I think we had a little bit of everything today. We had the New York Times games. We had a little learning session. We had chats about stuff, and then we had a setup. So a little bit of everything. By the way, this is the PM model, just so you guys know. So the PM model is basically PM has a tendency to hit whatever its intended draw is, and then have a 50% retrace, and then get choppy after that, right? So I guess the intended draw for today was just sweeping out 930 lows or low of day on ES or whatever, right? And then once we have that happen, we had price retrace 50%, and then get choppy, right? This is something that I figured out at the very beginning of PM stream, and we haven't really talked about it a lot lately because I just haven't brought it up. And now we'll kind of see price like get choppier throughout the rest of the session. Now there's a chance that maybe we clean up and we come up here and hit the equal highs on the 30-second here, and we come back up and hit the 15-minute. But most of the time, what we'll see price get really choppy here, right? Are we full porting tomorrow? Of course. Reliable. Do you have a live account? Just for options. I don't have one for futures because I think that the risk management system that you can build out of prop firm accounts is way better than risking your own capital. The only way logically I would be willing to trade on a live account is if I was willing to trade with tens of thousands of dollars per trade. That's the only way that it would make sense for me because at that point the capital gains tax on futures becomes more appealing than paying the 1099 tax. But I'm not trading with tens of thousands of dollars per trade quite yet. So once I get to that point, Rowan, I probably will. I'll fund an account with like maybe 100K or something like that, and then trade that and see how that goes. To me, that's quite a jump from 20 accounts to 100,000 live. So we'll see, right? Because even if I'm trading 20 accounts with $2,500 drawdown, that's only 50K. So that would be like doubling. So I still feel a little wary about trading 20 accounts as it is. I like to only trade with 5. So that'll probably be something I do in a few years from now. I'm still relatively new to futures as it is, right? I've only been trading futures for 2 years now. So there's still parts that I'm coming to learn, and I'm still building my psychology, same as you guys every day. Yeah. How would you risk if you had a 100K live account? I would probably do 5K a trade to start, or like 3K, and just see what I can do. Max amount that you can get on a funded account. Well, you can trade 300K accounts, and that gives you like what? Is that 20K in drawdown or 9,000 in drawdown? I think it's 9,000. What's the instructions for this full port thing tomorrow, Chris? I think people are joking. Don't full port anything, especially when you're newer, right? Like I think you just have an eval. You're not joking, okay? Got evals to throw in NFP. Yeah, well, the problem with full porting tomorrow is that there's no cheap accounts really. Apex's deals are done. Top Step doesn't have any deals. The only one that with deals right now is like Tradeify, and they're not great. They're basically the same as Top Step. So, Chris, so Dodgy has a full port method that he's posted. He posted on YouTube, right, guys? Does somebody have the video? Ursula, just under the FEG of interest, okay? The stop loss getting hit, like the hard stop getting hit, happens on such a rare occasion that I don't consider it when risking, my balance. Right? If it happens, it happens, right? And usually, like worst case scenario, you just end up taking double the loss. And if my hard stop ever gets hit, that'll be my one trade for the day. But it doesn't happen very often. As long as you're taking good quality trades, without massive stops. It shouldn't be an issue, right? Like you're never going to see me like taking this trade in a funded account ever, right? It's too big of a stop, 33 points. So I probably would have waited for the retrace, at least if I was taking some funded. I took this on eval though, so yeah, it is what it is. We're kind of generating LRLR to the downside here. It had a retrace. You're right, Fahrenheit, but I mean, I guess yeah, it had a retrace. Oh, I found another um, marketplace find earlier. All right, so this is the set, and then let's go to Bricklink. I don't remember what the thing is. What is it? 42141. So if you look, all conditions, and you sort by price to lowest, the cheapest one is $100. Okay. I have some guy on Marketplace that's willing to sell this to me for $50. So maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll go pick this up after we're done trading here. I don't think it comes with instructions or a box, but I have those, so it's not really a big deal. And then he was also selling this. And this is actually what I was interested in, but I think he sold it to somebody else. So this Destiny's Bounty, whatever, 7618. So this set used, same thing, it's 110, and he was selling this for $50 also. So on this guy, I could make $100. But I don't think he has the minifigures, and I think that's what makes it expensive. So if he doesn't have all this stuff, it's not worth my time, which I didn't see it in the picture, so I don't think he has it. But the McLaren's worth it, right? Because that's like $50. So, all right, so we got price coming back up here. Dapper, I have the Death Star, the UCS Death Star. So there's those equal highs. We still respected that 30-second there, so even though we got break even, looks like price still wants to run for these equal highs. How could we get back in this trade? Is there a way? I mean, there was this 2 minute, but the momentum sucked, so I probably wouldn't have taken it, and the gap's not obvious. But we did have equal highs above, so there's that to consider, right? But yeah, probably still wouldn't have taken it. We already took the one winning trade, and I don't want to overtrade here. So now we're in this 15-minute. I do think we go for these equal highs. I took that 15-second, but only 2 micros. Oh, this one? You longed with equal lows below? Come on, Merrick's. Which equal highs? So we had 30-second equal highs here. Right, so these were the initial ones. And then we have these 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. Oh, no, just 2 minute. 2 minute equal highs up here. Yeah, Merrick's, you got to get the indicator, bro. Equal highs and lows by out of options. I'm just kidding. You're taking setups on the 15-second. 15-second equal lows don't really matter that much. But actually, they were on the 1 minute, too. So maybe they matter a little, but it's no big deal. So these ones up here, yeah, those are the ones, Stalker. All right, let's watch the 5 minutes since we're about to get the 5 minute close here. I'm guessing if we close over CE of this, we'll go for the next 5 minute gap above. If any of you are in a long, your next scale spot should be this 5 minute gap up here. Because it's also a 15 minute. Would I take any more long setup on eval? Yeah, you can take long. We can take long setups on eval, but for me, there just hasn't been anything yet. I'm not gonna long off the sell side of the curve, right? So I wouldn't enter off of like this inverse or something like that, right? You want to be getting in from below or off a confirmation entry, which unfortunately that wouldn't break even. So, yep. The only way I could get in a long here is if we came back, but honestly, I'd rather just see price run up here. So like, let's say, you know, we get this 5-minute gap here, price comes back, we IO fed it. In the process of IO feding the 5-minute here, we get a 30-second. That's the type of trade I could take here, but honestly, like I said, I'd rather just see price run up here in order to remain bullish, right? Because if we come back, that's also like, you know, price potentially respecting the gap, and now that we're kind of out, you know, above discount, it makes the longs like lower probability, right? So if you look at that 15-minute range, 50% is about here. So any longs above 50% are going to be lower probability. Yeah, that would be nice, Chris. So just to clarify for anybody in longs right now, scale here at 21,800, and then final TP will just be the equal highs, right? And those are at 830. Yeah, for sure, Chris. But now you're on the light side. Forex is like the dark side. So much worse than futures. Why you say that? Because futures is better. You just got to be in the know. For those that know, futures is better. Um, so I know we have this last target up here, but honestly, I don't think we're gonna get anything else today. Um, we wrapped up early yesterday, so zero pressure to wrap up early today. We can stick on till 4, but I want to hear you guys out. What do you feel like doing? You know, considering we have NFP tomorrow and whatnot. You bought one more trade? Okay. Yeah, right? Nah, stalker. You guys don't owe me nothing. Does this look like LRLR or too steep? Um, no, it does. I would be very concerned about this getting ran if I wasn't along. This is like I said yesterday, the honeypot. What are they called? Meme coins, almost. Right. This, or like this. It's kind of getting that look, right? Juice. We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. If we have PM stream tomorrow, we're gonna take next Friday off though, which means we'd have 2 weeks of no PM stream. Yeah, there will be that morning. I'll make the call. So, if you guys didn't hear me, if we do PM tomorrow, there will be no PM next Friday during Valentine's Day. And if that's the case, then we won't have PM stream for 2 weeks. Juice, you got a girl or a guy? I know it's 2025. You? Oh, okay. Are you gonna go? Are you gonna go get her? You gonna go see her? Guys, how to get a Valentine? You have to wait for an A+ setup. Um, fine, but no Valentine's Day gift for you. Darn. I was hoping I could get a Valentine from you, stalker. I got a it. My girl was A+. Nice, nice. How do you full port a Valentine setup? You do like what they did in those classic 80s movies where you go to the girl's house with a boombox and some flowers and you serenade her. That's how you full port a Valentine setup. You either look really stupid or you pass the account. So I mean, yeah. I mean, you gotta wait for the setup, but yeah, yeah. I mean, as long as it's the right setup for sure, Dapper. How do you know if it's a funded move? Ooh, isn't that the question? I don't know. Um, if she's not for the team, it's probably a funded play. Yeah, if the pool votes, yeah. uh, hey, sorry to the women of PM stream. Just jokes, just jokes. We're not serious. True. Yeah, it really does go for any gender. If there's women in the stream that you're trying to go after a man, just wait for the A+ setup. You can still try the full port method. I don't know if it works. I haven't tried it myself. But. I don't know. Whatever the full port method is, we got to let Dodgy in on that because, man. All right, so there's that scale spot, I believe, maybe, or did we? Oh no, we're still a couple ticks away. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Dodgy's hit his break even like so many times, on like the same setup, and like I feel like he's just got to wait and move on and take another setup when it forms later, maybe in like the macro or something. Like he can't keep taking break even trades. The commissions are going to eat away at him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's that scale spot if you're in a long. Dude, the analogy goes far, guys. I'm not gonna lie. We can make jokes about this all day. He's taking the setups before the sweep. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. They're just not A plus. I see TD. Okay, yeah, that's getting screenshotted. True, yeah, you do need a lot of screen time. You do. All right, let me just make sure I have this guy's username put down. All right, it's DPR0416. Trader, producer, fun haver. Got it. Are breakups just blown accounts? Yes. Yeah, the analogy goes far. It depends. It depends on the account though, right? Evals are just like in the dating phase, right? You go on a couple dates. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. That's a blown eval. If you have a girlfriend, that's a funded. All right. If you blow that up, that's breaking up. If if it's a live account, that's divorce. If you blow up a live account, that's just divorce. Exactly, exactly. Dapper, you're on the same page, right? DD just been paper trading. Wait. This looks so bad. Without the video as context, this. Divorce is way worse than blowing a live account. Probably, yeah. Yeah, Frosty, you saw that? What's considered getting cheated on? Ooh, that's when the prop firm rug pulls you. Yeah, getting cheated on is FTT, exactly. Payout denied. Yeah. No, no, no. Payout denied is getting rejected. Like trying to get engaged, but getting rejected. Yeah, left at the altar. That's payout denied. Is there any way to get quick funded like NFP? Yeah, full porting NFP, buying two accounts, sending one in one direction, sending the other in the other direction, and just seeing which one passes. Dodgy has like a whole strat for it. I feel like it's like, okay, so like let's say the entry price is here. You set a buy limit order like 10 points above, and then you set a sell limit order like 10 points below, and then whatever triggers is what you get into. So you can basically avoid blowing the account. If you're talking about for the dating analogy, I wasn't sure if we moved away from that. Oh, for the dating analogy, quick funded, go to Vegas, meet a stripper. Right? If you're a girl, it's so much easier than that, right? If you're a girl, just get a sugar daddy. All right. I'm glad I'm an equal opportunity offender. I don't know. I'm probably gonna lose like 3 monthly subs over this conversation, but hey, sometimes we gotta get a little. We gotta have a little bit of fun in here. Let's ping HR. Amy. Amy. Um, is anybody in a play right now? One, Tom. Where are you in from? You guys are in plays. Where are you in from? Oh, hey, look, it's HR. Hi, Amy. Oh, I don't think. Oh, yeah, she's in here. Hey, we were just coming up with analogies for like dating and whatnot as it relates to trading. And somebody asked the question of how do you get funded quick, right? Like what would be the comparison, the one to one in the real world? And I think my answer would probably be like going to Vegas and like going to a church with a stripper or something like that. I feel like that's a pretty good way, quick way to get funded. But what would you say? We also talked about, I think it was Dapper. Um, he made this comment. How do you feel about this? Yeah, for sure, Stalker. And then also Frosty made this comment. I basically the advice I gave was you got to wait for the A+ setup. And what I keep seeing with Dodgy is he keeps trying to take this same setup and it just keeps getting break even. Like I feel like he's got to wait for the next setup and like take it in the macro. Don't you agree? Like he can't keep getting break even because the commissions are just going to eat away at him. I mean, he can only supply, DoorDash so many times or, whatever else, he's got to do. Like the commissions are just they're killing him. Um, so. Mm. Yeah, the macro starts at 3 a.m. Yeah. Top Step doesn't kill you with commissions? Oh. I don't know how that relates to the conversation we're having, but alright. Just wanted to make sure this was cool with HR. That's why I added you. Um, all right, Amy. Peace out. Um, Chat. That might be it for us too. I'm not really seeing anything else here with the trades. We could sit here and see if Stalker hits his final take profit. Um, that'd be cool to see, right? We're almost there, so. Hey, thank you guys for the jokes and the laughs and whatever. It's not serious at all, by the way. And what's said in PM stays in PM. That's part of our community, so you guys can continue to make the jokes. To me, it doesn't really matter. I think it's funny. But yeah, let's get back on track. Does anybody have any questions about today or just in general, about the week? In case we don't trade tomorrow. Alrighty, Ed. We'll see you next time. Because I don't know when next time is going to be, but next time. Where would you have your stop now? Well, honestly, where did I put my stops? There's not really. Probably below this. So I would have it like here maybe. But that's kind of low. That's like 40 points. You just need to hope and pray that like the macro just sends us up before us coming down. 786. Yeah, so there's a chance here that the macro sends us to the 15-minute BPR here and then higher. And we do have the 15-minute close here. So good news. We closed over the last gap here on the 15 minutes. So that's awesome. We just had the 5-minute left to go now. But yeah, so if you have your stop at 786, that's like basically the same level as this 15-minute gap here, this BPR. So if price wanted to come back and retrace, it might just hit your stop and then run, right? So that's why I would have it like a little bit lower, like maybe below CE of the BPR, because um, we shouldn't see price violate 50% of that and continue to head higher. But that might seem like a little bit too far away for a stop for you, especially since you're up almost 50 points past that. So honestly, like you're just in a weird spot. Like honestly, at this point, we've put in a 1 minute OB plus an FEG, so we probably shouldn't see price trade below this. So you could even trail to that, but anything can happen at 350. So I kind of just hope that the price target hits before 350, right? You trading on Monday though? Yeah, of course, vegan. I just don't know if it'll be Monday or tomorrow, right? What's 350? 350 is the last macro of the day. It's the final 10 minutes of trading, right? And so there's usually like a bit more volatility that's introduced during that time. Yeah. So like here, like considering we've inversed the 15-minute here, and we have an obvious 1 minute gap now that's paired with an OB, we probably shouldn't see price trade below that. So maybe have your stop and profit set to like 790 now, right? The only way that we would come back here is if we wanted to come back for this 15-minute. But even then, like, I don't know. I feel like this 5 minute gap should hold. Like, we probably shouldn't come back. So ideally, this should just run, though. We have another 8 points to go. Hopefully, it just pumps up here. Alrighty. So equal highs there. Good sign. Just got to get through this last 1 minute gap. This is a really good momentum up. 5 points away now. You need to see this last 1 minute gap inversed here. Once we get over that, there shouldn't be anything stopping us. So just a couple points away now. Just barely missed those by a few ticks. These next couple candles should just bring us up, considering we've inversed that last 1 minute now. Oh, we do have a 30-second actually that didn't inverse, so we need to see that inverse too. You're out, Stalker? Let's go, Stalker. Good trade, man. Almost 100 points caught there. And boom, there's the equal highs. Let's go. So I'm guessing like 90% of us weren't in that, but for those of you that caught that, good job. Really good play. I figured those equal highs would hit. Yeah, for sure, Stalker. All right, I think that's going to be where we wrap up stream for today. We can watch, the first minute of the macro here, but no PM setup. Gus, we actually did. We took a couple trades. So if you look at trade recaps, I said that this was a good high risk, high reward entry point. You could like enter it on eval, and then this was the trade that I said to take unfunded, and then it just scale plus break even. And then this was like the potential re-entry for some people. They took the 2 minute here. For me, this wasn't obvious enough, so I just didn't enter. We took a funded? Yeah, I called out this play funded. You can check back in the recording, but I said, yeah, this would be a funded play, and I'm trying it. Those were my two quantifiers, and I made sure that that was made known. So we did take that. Yeah, Mandy. So what they'll do normally is they'll have a couple of evals. Some people will just like go long and yeah. So there's high of day there, by the way. Oh wait, nope, we just barely missed it. I think we're gonna hit it. But yeah, stream tomorrow. We'll see, Nolan. We'll see. I will make an announcement. Quick last question. It's better to go for 1-to-1 on Apex since it's trailing. Yeah, I think going for a 1-to-1 on Apex is fine. For me, I like to just target liquidity. Usually, like the only time that it'll affect trailing drawdown is on that first setup. But for some accounts with smaller drawdown, like 25Ks, I think going for 1-to-1 is fine. So we've swept out a bunch of this liquidity now. At this point, we have a bearish S&T. But for me, I just don't think the bias is bearish, and I don't think that there's any good draws below. So I wouldn't be taking like a 30-second short here or whatever. All right. See you later, Nolan. Everybody else, I think that's where I'm going to wrap up stream. I'll make sure to get the recording up so you guys can catch some of the things that we talked about today. The trade, whatever else. And yeah, I'll catch you guys either tomorrow or on Monday. Alrighty. Denise, I'm pretty sure Dodgy will go over how that whole process works tomorrow morning. So just make sure to tune into the stream around 8:15. Alrighty. Have a great rest of your evening and peace out, everyone.